Welcome to Cooking with Friends. I'm sorry this video is delayed. I actually made my lovely hummus a couple of weeks ago, and when I went to load up the video, I realized that I filmed it from here down. So it was terrible. So I'm having to make hummus again, but that's okay. It's so good. I do need to give you a warning before you make this. When you make this homemade hummus, you will never buy store-bought again. Like, it's not gonna happen. You're gonna eat the store-bought and say it's disgusting, and you're not gonna wanna eat it anymore. So if you like buying your store-bought and you like that convenience, you might not wanna do this, but this stuff is awesome. So let's get started. All right, making homemade hummus is actually really easy. And I'm gonna break a couple of my crazy rules. For hummus, I do like canned chickpeas. I have done it from dried. Maybe I just don't get all the skins off, but I like it from a can. So this recipe is gonna call for 2 cans. You can double it, triple it, whatever you wanna do. So we have 2 cans of chickpeas, and you have to save the liquid, the aquafaba, so make sure you save it. That is the secret, okay? You will want half a cup of olive oil. You can put it in there or leave it out. I've made it both ways and it's equally as delicious. So if you are looking at cutting calories, you might want to leave out the olive oil. Tastes good, but I'm gonna put it in tonight because it's really good. 1 large lemon. You will need some tahini. Now you can make your own tahini. Tahini is just sesame paste, but I buy store-bought and I keep it right here. Most high-end grocery stores have tahini. You may have to ask where it is. They like to move this stuff around. Last time in my store it was with the peanut butter. But anyway, tahini, you need that. You need garlic. Now, I see some recipes online that says 1 clove of garlic. Why bother? I mean, you need garlic. I have 5 cloves today. I love garlic in this. On my recipe, I said 3 to 4 cloves. So if you are not that into garlic, you might want to do it on the lower side. If you're into garlic, I mean, I've put 7 cloves in there before. I like garlic. And then cumin, you can put that in there or leave it out. I do put a little cumin in there. It's a teaspoon. And then a teaspoon of salt. And you'll want to put the salt to taste. You might want a little bit more salt or a little bit less salt. So to get started, what you want to do, food processor or a high-powered blender, so a Vitamix or a Ninja Chef or something. But I do like to use my food processor because it's easy to get everything out. In a blender, it's hard to get everything out. All right, so I'm gonna put my garlic in there. And then you will just want to squeeze the juice of 1 lemon. So you will want to make sure that your garlic and your lemon is well blended. So that's what I'm gonna start with. And I'm just gonna turn it on high. All right, so once you do that, all you need to do is put in your tahini. There we go. So I am going to put, didn't I say a 1/4 cup? This is not an exact measurement. I mean, you can put a little bit more, you can put a little bit less. I would suggest that you just start with this base recipe and then you'll see what you like. And you can add a little bit more tahini or a little bit less tahini, more cumin, less cumin, more garlic, more salt. I mean, you can put hot peppers in here. You can put anything that you want. So you can do all kinds of flavors with your hummus, but just try the base recipe first. So I'm gonna put my tahini in there, and then I'm gonna go ahead and just put my cumin. Sacrilege, I'm almost out of salt. How dare I? Okay, so put my salt in there. And then I'm gonna go ahead, since I said I wanted to do my olive oil, I am going to pour my 1/4 cup of olive oil in. You could use avocado oil too. So I sometimes go back and forth between the two. And now I'm gonna turn it on again. Let it blend. It should get nice and smooth. Okay, so now let me just make sure, sometimes I like to leave out ingredients. It's all in there. Now all I need to do is add my chickpeas. Let's see if I can do it without making a mess, which is rare. And you will use the water to get it the consistency that you want. And I like to get mine a little bit thinner, because if you do put it in the refrigerator, just know that in the refrigerator it is gonna thicken up, and I don't like dry hummus. So I am just gonna start with a little less than a half a cup, and I just wanna see what happens. I can already tell that I am going to need a little bit more. So I will add a quarter cup at a time, because you don't wanna add too much. At this point, I am going to taste it. It still is a little chunky, so I'm gonna let it go a little bit longer, but I do wanna see what it tastes like. All right, I'm now gonna turn it on high, and I don't know, about a minute, maybe a little bit more. The goal is it not to have any pieces. This still has bits in it. All right, I don't know exactly how long I'll let it go. Maybe like a minute or so. I cleaned up some of the kitchen while I was doing it. So I made mine a little bit thinner because I am sticking it in the refrigerator because it's for dinner later. And I still have, what, 8 dogs, 7 dogs? I don't know how many dogs. I got a lot of dogs here I've got to walk. So I got to do that before I can have dinner. But I have my tortillas rising over there. I'm looking forward to those tonight. And I stopped by the farmer's market and I got carrots and bell peppers and cucumbers and tomatoes to dip with it. So you'll see the plate in a little bit. You can see this is this consistency. I do like mine thin like this. If you like yours thicker, just put less liquid. And know if you don't put the oil in, you'll have to put more of the chickpea water, okay? So just keep that in mind. So I just make sure I save all the water. I won't use it, but it's better to save it all and have enough than pour out most of it and not have enough. So I've learned that lesson a few times. And this is why I like a food processor, because I can get it all out. And now, I'm gonna put the lid on this. I might have to dip a chip in here in just a second and stick this in the refrigerator, and this is what's for dinner. High protein, wrong lid, that's not gonna fit. High protein, really good. It's just a great dinner, or a lunch, or a snack. So thank you guys for joining me for Cooking with Friends, and hopefully I'll be getting these in the mail to you soon. Talk to you later. Thought I'd be honest and show you the outtake. I love this stuff. Yum.